Our first honoree in the State Association category is Pat Corbin, who retired last year after 8 years as Executive Director of the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association and 27 years as a teacher and school administrator. Under Corbin's leadership, the New Hampshire Association started a unified sports program in 4 sports and started new programs in bowling, bass fishing, and girls ice hockey. Corbin was also responsible for starting the Life of an Athlete program in New Hampshire, which addresses substance abuse, nutrition, policy issues, and training in high schools. Corbin was an elementary, junior high, and high school principal for 11 years before embarking on a successful business career for 11 years. He returned to the education world in 1994 and served 6 years as principal at Salem High School and 6 years as principal at Nashua High School North before joining the New Hampshire Association. During his time in the business world, Corbin was a member of the New Hampshire State Board of Education, including a term as chairman during his final year. He served on several state association committees prior to joining the staff, and he was a member and president of the NHIAA Council. Corbin was a presenter at several NFHS conferences and was involved with the start of the NFHS Network. He was part of a 2011 New Hampshire Governor's Commission on AEDs in schools and worked with the New Hampshire Senate in writing a concussion law, which passed in 2013. In the year 2000, Corbin was named Principal of the Year by the New Hampshire Association of Secondary School Principals. Our second honoree today is Butch Powell, who will be retiring this summer after a highly successful 45-year career in education in West Virginia. During his 18 years as Assistant Executive Director of the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission, Powell handled the sports of cross-country, basketball, baseball, and soccer, and he directed the corporate partnership and public relations efforts. Powell was a teacher, coach, and athletic director at 2 West Virginia high schools for almost 30 years before joining the West Virginia Activities Commission. During his 20 years at Nicholas County High School, Powell was athletic director and won 330 games as the school's boys basketball coach. Powell was named Athletic Director of the Year in West Virginia 2 times by the National Council of Secondary School Athletic Directors. In 1995, he was given the NIAAA State Award of Merit. He's also been inducted into numerous halls of fame, including his high school and college alma maters. Powell was deeply committed to drug education and prevention throughout his career. For more than 20 years, Powell has worked with students, coaches, and parents through the NFHS Target Ambassadors Program, the Teen Institute, and Peers Empowering Peers. He also taught drug education classes at Glenville State College and West Virginia University for 11 years, and he presented on the topic at the 2009 NFHS Summer Meeting. Several NFHS publications have featured articles written by Powell, including High School Today magazine. Our next honoree is Wanda Gilliland, who has helped elevate girls' sports in Alabama to new levels in her position as Assistant Director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association for the past 19 years. Since joining the Alabama Association in 1996 as the first female administrator, Gilliland has spearheaded the addition of regional tournaments at 4 neutral sites to the girls' state basketball and softball tournaments. She also gained approval for 2 super regionals before the state volleyball and wrestling championships, and she has also played a key role in the success of state championships in track and field, cross country, tennis, golf, and soccer. Gilliland also coordinates all AHSAA championship programs and helped develop the crisis response plan recommended by the association for its member schools' athletic venues and programs. Prior to joining the Alabama Association, Gilliland enjoyed a successful 16-year career as a teacher and coach at Hamilton High School in Alabama. Her girls' basketball team won the 1990 state championship, and she was named Coach of the Year in Alabama. Gilliland also coached track and field, softball, and golf, and was the school's assistant athletic director. On the national level, Gilliland is the current chair of the NFHS Softball Rules Committee after 2 terms as a member of the committee. She has previously served on the Spirit, Volleyball, and Basketball Rules Committees as well. Gilliland has been inducted into the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame and the Marion County Sports Hall of Fame. Another State Association honoree is Scott Johnson, who has served in many valuable roles with the Illinois High School Association for the past 21 years. Johnson was one of the first IT employees in a state association office when he started with the IHSA in 1994 and has managed the association's internal and external computer operations since that time. Johnson is the creator of the IHSA's website, which was the first to include complete results of state tournaments and is considered one of the most comprehensive and well-designed sites of its kind. He also started the desktop publishing department and has been editor of IHSA souvenir programs and other publications. Johnson has created numerous computer software programs to assist the membership, including the football playoff selection process. Johnson was promoted to Assistant Executive Director in 2001 and has directed the IHSA State Chess Tournament since 2002, which has grown from 95 schools in the first year to 146 this past season. Nationally, Johnson served 7 years on the NFHS Records Committee, including 4 years as chair. He's been a frequent contributor to the NFHS National High School Sports Record Book and organized and edited the IHSA Record Book. Johnson is also a member of the NFHS Technology Committee. Johnson and his wife, Julie Kistler, wrote the book entitled Once There Were Giants, which was published by the IHSA in 2002 to commemorate the 1952 Illinois State Basketball Championship team from Hebron that won despite an enrollment of only 98 students. He was also co-author of 100 Years of Madness, a book on the history of the IHSA Boys Basketball Tournament. Our next honoree is Cheryl Gleason, who has served as Assistant Executive Director of the Kansas State High School Activities Association for the past 26 years. Including her time as a teacher and coach at 2 Kansas high schools, Gleason has invested nearly 40 years in enriching the lives of students in her home state of Kansas. At the Kansas State Association, Gleason is responsible for girls' gymnastics and volleyball, as well as bowling, golf, and tennis for both boys and girls. She also organizes and provides educational content for volleyball officials' clinics, and she is staff liaison for the State Association's Hall of Fame and the Kansas Coaches Association. Beyond these responsibilities, Gleason has touched the lives of thousands of students in the past 26 years as director of the Kansas Association for Youth program, which helps students in grades 7 through 12 with character and leadership skills. Each year, Gleason plans a 5-day summer leadership camp for more than 250 students and coordinates 2 different conferences. She works closely with student and adult leaders and awards scholarships to senior members of the group. Prior to joining the Kansas Association, Gleason was a teacher, coach, and cheerleading sponsor at Caldwell High School and Osawatomie High Schools in Kansas for 13 years. Nationally, Gleason is currently chair of the NFHS Volleyball Rules Committee and is a member of the Hall of Fame Screening Committee. She previously worked on the Citizenship and Equity Committee and has been a workshop presenter at NFHS meetings. Last month, Gleason was inducted into the Kansas Volleyball Association Hall of Fame. Also being honored today is Amy Castle, who's been Assistant Director of the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association for the past 15 years. Castle administers cheerleading, softball, and swimming, and is the rules interpreter for all OSSAA rules and policies. She also handles the association's publications, corporate partnership development, website, and technology issues. She has also handled the association's media and public relations efforts. Castle began her career in education in 1988 as a teacher and girls basketball coach at Putnam City North High School in Oklahoma for 8 years. She then spent 4 years at Heritage Hall School, where she coached girls basketball and middle school track and field, and was academic technology director. Castle has gone above and beyond throughout her career to meet the needs of students, coaches, and administrators. She established the OSAA Farmers Scholarship Program and the Grab the Goals Sportsmanship Program, and has developed curriculum for educational workshops for school administrators, athletic directors, and coaches. Castle has also chaired a committee to raise money for a local children's hospital And through the OSSAA, she implemented a statewide service learning project with the Peggy and Charles Stevenson Cancer Center called Win-Win Week. Castle has had extensive involvement with the NFHS. She is currently a member of the Swimming and Diving Rules Committee, Softball Rules Committee, and Spirit Rules Committees, and she was previously member of the Technology and Athletic Directors Advisory Committees. She also chaired the NFHS Spirit Board and has been a workshop presenter at numerous NFHS conferences. Another of today's recipients is Dwight Toyama, who retired from both the Oahu Interscholastic Association and the Hawaii Department of Education in 2011 after a long career in education and athletics. Toyama was a teacher, coach, and athletic director at 2 Hawaii high schools for many years. In 1996, he served as the executive director of the Hawaii High School Athletic Association for 2 years and oversaw its transition to a private, nonprofit member organization during that time. After joining the Oahu Interscholastic Association as executive director and the Hawaii Department of Education as athletic specialist in 1998, Toyama pursued and implemented initiatives that better served all student athletes and coaches in his home state. He was instrumental in organizing and leading lobbying efforts to secure full-time athletic trainers for all Hawaii public schools and improve funding for coaches' salaries. He also guided the Oahu Association through a teacher strike, as well as budget cuts that decreased funding to athletic departments. Thanks to Toyama's vision, the Oahu Interscholastic Association Athletic Foundation was started in 2004 to help maintain the positive benefits of participation in athletics for future generations. The endowment has reached more than $1 million and awards yearly grants to deserving high school athletic programs. Toyama encouraged community-wide volunteer efforts from all schools, something he demonstrates very well in his own life. He has served as an American Red Cross volunteer, and amazingly, in 2002, Toyama donated a kidney to a complete stranger. Our final honoree in the State Association category is John Billets, who retired last year after 8 years as Executive Director of the Idaho High School Activities Association and more than 40 years in high school education. Billets implemented many technological advances at the Idaho Association, including paperless board meetings, online coaches' rules clinics, and concussion protocol and online reporting of concussions. He encouraged participation in high school sports with the addition of unified sports at the state basketball and track and field tournaments, and he developed a standard for para-athletes to compete at the state track meet. Billets also returned the organization to a stronger financial state during his tenure, which included reimbursing $300,000 to member schools in 2013. Billets began his career in high school education at Gooding High School in Idaho, where he taught and coached football and track and field. He was a football coach, principal, and athletic director at 2 other Idaho schools and principal of Post Falls High School for 11 years before joining the Idaho Association. Nationally, Billets was a member of the NFHS Records Committee, Football Rules Committee, and Coaches Education Committees, and he required coaches and officials in his state to take the NFHS concussion course. Billets received several Coach of the Year honors, and in 2003, he received the Idaho State Principal of the Year Award. In August, Billets will be inducted into the Idaho High School Activities Association Hall of Fame.